Peace and blessings. This is Raisa Kiwala, the divorced Muslim coach. This is the month of the Quran, and we can all find solace in the Quran for our situations. Whether you're divorced, going through a divorce, or you just found out that your marriage has broken down, the solution is in this verse. Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. That's in the Quran, chapter 13, verse 28. And we are going to go through this month with this lens. So let's take a look at this verse. It's coming from the Quran, chapter 20, verse 124. And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed, he will have a depressed life, and we will gather him on the day of resurrection blind. That's pretty powerful, right? And I don't want you to take this to mean that if you're, feeling depressed, it's because you're not a good Muslim and Allah has turned away from you. Not at all. Take this message as a check-in for yourself. Check in to see where are your thoughts in terms of, do you think of Allah? How much are you thinking about Allah, right? How often, at what times? Does he exist in your mind, in your thoughts, right? What are the things that are occupying your mind, right? Remember, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest, peace. We don't want to go through this life blind. And what I mean by that is not blind with our eyes. I'm talking about blind with our hearts, right? Because we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance over 17 times a day when we do our prayers in Surah Fatiha. So this type of guidance is insight. And insight is sight into your soul, right? Because we are a soul that never dies. That is what Allah has created. This body, which houses our soul, yes, it dies, but in essence, who we are is a soul. So the guidance that we get comes through insight or wisdom, and this is called basira. And that comes from Allah alone. That is your direct connection through Allah, right? And we certainly don't want to miss out on that, on being able to receive that and to be able to see that. And we certainly don't want to be blindsided on the day of judgment. Because that is about our eternity, right? And this comes when your heart is connected to Allah. So how can you evaluate this? We have to start checking into what it is that we're thinking about, because there is a direct connection of the heart and the mind, a direct correlation of what is in the heart and the quality of our thoughts, because what's in the heart is what our thoughts are going to be filtered through. So the takeaway here is really to check into yourself. What thoughts are occupying your mind? See if you can check and see what is occupying your heart as well, right? Because it will tell you, the thoughts in your mind are going to tell you what's occupying your heart, right? Is it Allah, or are there other things that are competing for what is meant to occupy your heart? And again, I want to just say, I am coming to you from my own space of sanctuary, and I would encourage you to get out into the outdoors. If you have a yard, if you have a patio, if you have a balcony, you could even just look up at the sky. There's so much to, when you connect to nature, you're connecting to the creator of nature, and it just takes your mind into so many different directions to be able to think and contemplate on the questions that I have offered you here. And remember, only through the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. So even though we are remembering Allah, sometimes we still don't find that peace. And that is part of the puzzle that I haven't told you about yet, which is how we understand our experience of this life, and understanding that our feelings and our emotions could sometimes be, getting in the way of that good, secure connection to Allah, which I'll tell you more about, in the upcoming videos. But if you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Raisa Ghiwala, to get the rest of these videos that are coming out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.